Hi there, Millie Fox here. Just wanted to take a few minutes to go over the ring sling and give you guys some tips, demystify it, make it less scary, because I know a lot of you are holding off on getting one for yourselves because you are not sure if you'll know how to use it or if it'll be easy enough. So I want to assure you that it is. I personally think that it's the easiest, quickest, and most convenient way to wear your baby. That's why I started the company. So first things first, you need to make sure you've washed your sling, broken it in a little before you're going to be wearing it. So wash, hang to dry, and then to soften it further, you can just run it back and forth through the rings. I am going to be making a separate video for how to thread it because I want to get right into how to wear it. So you usually leave your sling threaded like this, so when you're ready to wear it, all you're going to do is throw it over your shoulder on the side that you prefer to wear. I always wear it on the same side. I don't have any problems with that. So your success is going to be in your setup with the sling. Your rings need to start up high on your shoulder, and then you have to start a lot tighter than you would really think. But before you can start tightening, you need to make sure that everything is straight so that you have no twists. This is going to be key to comfort and the ease of adjusting and tightening. And then you're going to make sure that you are not all bunched up in the rings. So what you do is you find the edge of your sling, which is called this is called the top rail, and you want to find it in the rings, and then you're going to run your fingers through to make sure there's no bunches, and that bottom rail is out the other edge so that you can find that too, and then you're going to pull everything through nicely. Okay, so everything is sitting nicely, and then when I go to adjust, it's going to be relatively easy. And if you set it up really well in the beginning, you'll get to know how you need to do that. Well, I have a crazy cat running around here right now. You'll barely have to adjust it at all once you put your baby in. So we're almost ready to go here, and then what you can do is you can stick your elbow in to sort of like simulate your baby, and you can create a seat for your baby by finding your bottom rail on the outside and tightening just that bottom up so that it gets a little tighter on the bottom edge so that you already have that scoop seat forming. So Rosen is pretty big already, so I'm gonna have it looser than you would have it if your baby is smaller. Rosen's 26 pounds already, but when he was tiny, I would start with this like really, really tight. So we'll start here. I do a hip carry with Rosen, so I put the rings up even higher than you would if you were just going to do a regular carry. So I almost go behind my shoulder, but you would probably want to start with the rings just above your collarbone. Okay, so I'm going to grab the little dude. And one of the keys here to success is putting your baby really high up on your shoulder, because you don't want to try to shove their legs in from the top, even though that's what you would first think to do. You need to bring your hand under the fabric and pull one and two of their legs in at the same time, and you have to keep them up really high in order to do that. And then you're going to scooch them down into the fabric, pulling up one edge. Okay, and you see that seat that I made for him is already scooping under his bum. And you're gonna reach in between you and the baby and grab that fabric that you made a seat and pull it up in between you. So I kind of do a little wiggle, make sure you're supporting the neck of the baby. And now that fabric is up in between me and him, almost up to his belly button. So when I'm giving demonstrations, I always remind people of when they're sitting in a hammock, how your bum sinks down very low and your knees go up high. So your knees go into that sort of M shape and your bum sinks down low. So you can see that the rings have naturally come down to that corsage position where we want them to be. And then another key is to make sure that you're capping the fabric over your shoulder, because that is going to help disperse the weight across your back instead of digging all of the weight into your neck and your collarbone. So now we can do some adjusting. If we had a smaller baby, we would be doing the fabric all the way up to the back of his neck, so you can see it's a little bit loose on the top rail, and what I'll do is pull it sort of around so it's right near the rings, all the looseness, and just grab this top rail and pull. I kind of pull out and forward, so out at a 45-degree angle and forward, and you can see that that tightens that right up. Rosen probably will not like that because he likes to have his arms free because he likes to move around and look around at this point, but you can see he's on. I don't have to use my hands. A lot of people ask me that if they still have to keep their hands on. You definitely don't. Our slings are good for up to 35 pounds. So Rosen is now 26 pounds, he's 13 months, and this is still working really well for us, and that's how it looks. You can see that the fabric underneath his bum and that goes sort of under his knees is not too tight either. So if you need to loosen any portion of the sling, what you need to do is lift the rings up a little bit and just let a little bit of the fabric go. And then feel around, like you should easily be able to slide your finger underneath the fabric that goes behind their knees, but if it does get a little bit too loose, again, you can go through and tighten just the portions that you need to tighten by pulling the corresponding piece of fabric. And then with the tail, a lot of people ask me if you just leave it like laying or if you do anything else with it. I personally, when I'm wearing one of the prints, this is the Palms by the way, the original print, I take the bottom rail, once I'm all adjusted, I take the bottom rail and I just tuck it under the rings on the inside so that the fabric spins around and you can see the print on the front. Some other people like to twist it around like this. You can even cap the fabric over and have it hang on the other side, or you can tuck it in. You have to be careful doing that with tiny babies though, because we need to make sure we have them visible, airways open, all that kind of stuff. And then a third way to wear the fabric is that you could wrap it around the rings by doing this. And you just keep wrapping it around and around until it's all used up. But I personally don't like to do that. I like to keep it loose because I love the prints and I like to show them off. So if you guys have any questions ever, please DM me. I'm always happy to help you figure it out, troubleshoot, and if you have any other questions, you can feel free to email at hello@juniorfoxes.ca. Hope this was helpful, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.